This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. Today's discussion is 7 private equity stories that we're following. And thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Again, we cover here short business episodes, short private equity episodes, interviews with business and private equity leaders, as well as periodic irreverent episodes about life. We hope you enjoy this. Your first story in private equity: Maxwell Street Capital, founded by the hyper-successful Paul Loeb and Evan Harwood, it seems to be hitting its stride. They invest in the logistics areas and related areas, 2 of the brightest people out there. They've also just hired a brilliant young leader, Tyler Goldstein. So fun to watch that. Second, KKR is now up 30% year to date. Blackstone, the largest of the alternative asset funds, is down about 6.6% year to date. Both are publicly traded. Third, Dental Investment Alliance announced they're making an investment in All Smiles, and we'll see how that goes. Fascinating group of investors behind Dental Investment Alliance. Fourth, we talk regularly about different aspects of the healthcare area. And one of the things that Pitchbook is, of course, the leading coverage place for private equity, as well as Preqin and some other places. Pitchbook is launching its Pharma Services Report, which will track deal activity across 20 niche categories. The point in this, what they say is that pharma services has become the hottest area of PE healthcare as funds chase that area. I think that's absolutely fascinating, just given what's happened over the years. And the general thesis that we see today: provider transactions have slowed down some, medical device is hot, pharma biotech is hot, revenue cycle's going well, but fascinating to watch. A fifth story we're following today: Iron Path Capital closed its latest fund at $273 million. Iron Path is founded by former founders of Path Capital, and they're going to invest in healthcare and technology, and fascinating there. A sixth story we're watching: Thiel Technologies, which is, of course, public, is up 60% year to date. What's fascinating about Palantir, it's founded by Peter Thiel, author of 0 to 1. He's the most interesting people in the world famous, the Founders Fund, as well as one of the founders of PayPal. His book 0 to 1 is just a fantastic read. Seventh story I'll quickly note is that there's a great article today in Bloomberg: The Private Equity Bubble is About to Deflate. That's by Allison Schrager. I found that fascinating. 2 other quick footnotes I'll put out there. First, between the Becker Private Equity Podcast, the Becker's Healthcare Podcast, we're approaching 20 million downloads. God bless that. Thank you so much. For sponsorship, Becker's Healthcare is with Jessica Cole. For sponsorship, Becker Private Equity is with Jamie Doyle and Sales Focus. Thank you very, very much. Last thing I'll note, very excited for this fall. We've got George and Jenna Bush speaking at our CEO Roundtable at Becker's Healthcare. Again, that's largely sold out. We also have Caitlin Clark, as well as Lala Ali, speaking at our 30th annual ASC conference, and excited to have Caitlin Clark speaking, of course, just fantastic. I'll also note, totally side note, we've got a new book coming out, The Entrepreneur's Edge. Buy it, don't buy it, either way, fantastic. And you could find that at www.scottbeckerauthor.com. Always thank you to Cosette Benjamin, Chanel Bunger. Feel free anytime to text me with ideas, 773-766-5322. Thank you so much for joining us on the Becker Private Equity Business Podcast.